I thought she got fouled. I think it's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games. A minus 31 free throw discrepancy. And I might be able to understand it if we were just chucking threes, but we're not. We're attacking the rim. And the disrespect right now for our team has been pretty unbelievable. So it's disappointing.
Adam Silver isn't just watching the WNBA's breakout star limp off the court. He's witnessing a $2.2 billion empire crumble in real time. When Caitlin Clark re-injured her groin in the final seconds of a meaningless game, it wasn't just a personal tragedy. It was a culmination of a season plagued by 141 player injuries, collapsing labor talks, and leadership failures threatening the league's survival. With the clock ticking toward a lockout, Clark's absence from the All-Star game exposed a crisis that could end the WNBA's historic surge.
I'll leave the specific question about the foul to my colleague, Commissioner Engelbert. Other than as a fan, obviously, it's nothing new in basketball that there's sort of welcome to the league moments, especially for heralded rookies. But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly.
The injury that ignited a firestorm. Clark's July 15 groin injury was a breaking point. With 40 seconds left against Connecticut, she drove past a defender who'd fouled her twice with no whistle. The third contact tore her muscle, the same injury that sidelined her for 5 games weeks earlier.
We've now seen, and we'll take a look, her brother called out the refs last night. We have watched Caitlin Clark get the ever-loving crap kicked out of her for, let me look it down here, looks like about 15 months now, 16 months. And they are about to find out, because I can only imagine how many people now won't tune in to the three-point contest, that won't tune in to the All-Star game.
This wasn't bad luck. Alarming pattern. Clark's 2025 injuries: left quad strain, 5 games missed; left groin sprain, 5 games. And now right groin, reveal a body breaking under unchecked physicality. Medical experts note the shifting location suggests compensatory trauma from repeated hits.
So there is some really scary, sad, I don't know, it might be earth-shattering to some news. It looks like Caitlin Clark did get injured again in her right groin this time. The previous groin injury was her left groin, and it is not looking good because groins are an injury that do take quite a while to actually fully heal. According to Jesse Moore, MD, he is a regenerative medicine doctor. He does specialize in sports, and this is what he said about Caitlin Clark's injury. Clark appears to have re-aggravated her right abductor groin.
Systemic failure. Fever coach Stephanie White blasted the league. A minus 31 free throw discrepancy. The disrespect toward our team has been unbelievable. Outrage echoed broadcaster Rebecca Lobo's viral breakdown of misfouls. There's a grab. There's a hold. That's a foul. Kinesiology Insight. Dr. Lucas Heffer's analysis shows Clark's injuries are biomechanical domino effects from non-calls. When fouls go unwhistled, players absorb impacts that strain secondary muscle groups.
And the game is fast now. Things are happening quickly. Everybody's getting better, except the officials. So we got to find a way to remedy it. You've heard every coach talk about it, so I don't know what the answer is.
All-Star Weekend, a $48 million letdown. Indianapolis transformed into a Caitlin Clark shrine. Billboards, airport banners, hotel murals. Then, 48 hours before tip-off, she withdrew. The fallout was instant. Economic collapse. Ticket prices plummeted 48% overnight. $121 seats sold for $64. Fever social engagement dropped 80%.
The effect it has had on the ticket price, the price of the ticket has dropped over 50%. Basically today in Indiana, if you'd like to go to the All-Star game, it's only cost you $64. Caitlin Clark can stop a supply chain all by herself. The projection of revenue, the 26% of the revenue that's generated by Caitlin Clark in the state of Indiana. Now, all of the goods and service.
Symbolic void. Even with Clark coaching, the event fell hollow. A league exec admitted, "We built a rocket ship, then jettisoned the engine." Ratings confirmed it. Saturday's game drew 2.2 million viewers, down 36% from 2023 when Clark played. Officiating chaos, the unchecked epidemic. The WNBA's refereeing crisis isn't incompetence, it's institutional neglect. Part-time standards. Most refs juggle NCAA and WNBA games with no standardized training. White exposes. Every league meeting, we beg for change. Everybody's improving except the officials.
Thing as a very long-term sports fan, I know is that officiating and refereeing is always at the top of a fan's list, of the media's list. Obviously, we work hard on training. We work hard on consistency. Obviously, not every, they're humans. Looking at technology. Basketball is a little more complex than tennis, for instance, around technology of officiating. So we're looking at a variety of different dimensions.
Reactive discipline. When Chicago's Marina Mabrey shoved Clark after a whistle, refs issued only a technical. A flagrant 2 upgrade came only after fan outrage, proving the league responds to PR, not player safety. As Clark iced her groin, players confronted Commissioner Kathy Engelbert at All-Star Weekend wearing "Pay US what you owe US" shirts. The chants weren't subtle. Fans drown out Engelbert's speech with "Pay them, pay them."
The WNBA players reveal under their warm-ups t-shirts a statement to the WNBA: "Pay us what you owe us." Statement is being made. You got Caitlin Clark rocking the shirt, so obviously she is in full support. She's going full throttle with the players in these CBA negotiations, trying to get more money, more benefits, etc. This is interesting, guys.
The stakes. Revenue standoff. Players demand 50% of revenue, like the NBA. Currently, they get 9.3% despite the WNBA's $2.2 billion media deal. Engelbert cites $40 million losses, even as expansion fees hit $250 million per team. Clark's leverage. Without her, the league's valuation argument implodes. Fever viewership dropped 53%, 1.8M to 847K. During her absences, sports betting on Indiana games fell 50%. Police scarlight the ownership trap. The NBA owns 42% of the WNBA but doesn't cover team expenses. This structure, where NBA owners profit while WNBA owners bear costs, stifles investment in refs or salaries.
He aggravated the groin injury that has cost her so many games, and now the league is about to find out. The referee situation in this league is unimaginable. It's an abomination. And because Kathy Engelbert, who just a few weeks ago came out and said the referee situation, the officiating is just fine. Well, we saw Caitlin Clark crash out last night over the ref.
Engelbert's leadership crisis. Adam Silver's concern about Clark's treatment was a diplomatic warning. Engelbert's response deepened the rift. Tone-deaf quotes. Asked about officiating, she dismissed, "No winning team complains about refs. No losing team doesn't." Marketing blind spots. Veteran journalist Christine Brennan criticized Engelbert's reluctance to spotlight Clark. When asked about Caitlin, she pivots to Angel Reese. That's not diplomacy, it's denial.
In terms of the comments, in terms of the way the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, who I've known and I like, the way she has trouble talking about Caitlin Clark, or if she's asked about Caitlin, then she will say, well, Caitlin and Angel. Well, she wasn't asked about Angel. She was asked about Caitlin. This incredible inability to deal with the facts and to state the obvious. It is astounding to me how Kathy Engelbert doesn't come out after the Marina Mabrey hit and say, that's unacceptable. The refs got it wrong. Okay, should have been kicked out then. You were.
Silver's ultimatum, expansion or implosion. The NBA's financial lifeline to the WNBA isn't charity. It's a high-stakes investment, and Adam Silver's patience is evaporating. When the NBA commissioner stood before reporters at the Summer League in Las Vegas, his announcement of an expansion committee targeting $5 billion franchise fees wasn't just business as usual. It was a silent warning shot across the WNBA's bow. While Kathy Engelbert celebrates $250 million expansion teams in Toronto and Philadelphia, Silver's team is negotiating with casino magnates and tech billionaires for NBA franchises worth 20 times that value. The contrast couldn't be more brutal. One league is playing checkers. The other is mastering 4D chess. The ownership power play. Behind closed doors, NBA owners are questioning everything. Why fund a league that can't protect its greatest asset? Why lose millions annually when Silver's expansion could net $50 billion overnight? The math is merciless. Golden State Warriors, $7.56 billion valuation. Average WNBA team value, $269 million. NBA's annual subsidy to WNBA, $60 million. One NBA owner put it bluntly, we're not running a charity for self-sabotage. Either they fix this Caitlin Clark disaster, or we redirect capital to ventures that understand star power. The October 31st deadline. Mark this date, October 31st. 2025. That's when the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement expires. It's not just a contract deadline. It's judgment day for Engelbert's leadership. Silver has privately issued a 3-point ultimatum. Protect the crown jewel. Implement NFL-level injury protocols for Clark by August 15th, including dedicated foul spotters, reviewing plays in real time, automatic flagrant 1 suspensions for any off-ball contact, $500,000 fine for teams with repeated violations. CBA revolution, close the revenue gap before preseason. Players' share must jump from 9.3% to minimum 25%. Charter flights mandated for all 2026 games. $250,000 minimum salary, triple current floor. Professionalize officiating. Replace part-time referees with full-time NBA-trained crews by 2026. Fail even one, and Silver triggers Article 29, the NBA's nuclear option, allowing full operational takeover. The absorption blueprint. Sources confirm the NBA has already drafted Project Phoenix, a contingency plan to absorb the WNBA. Phase 1 would launch January 1st. 2026. Financial control. NBA takes 80% equity in all 16 teams. Shared services. WNBA operations merge with NBA headquarters. Media synergy. ESPN's NBA crew, Doris Burke, Mike Breen, calls 25-plus Fever games. Vendor leverage. Nike, Google, State Farm cross-promote WNBA stars in NBA deals. The goal? Triple league revenue by 2028. The cost? Engelbert becomes a ceremonial advisor. Clark's invisible leverage. Every game Clark misses weakens Engelbert's negotiating hand. Consider Indiana Fever with Clark, 1.92 million viewers, ABC. Fever without Clark, 847,000 viewers, 53% drop. Merchandise impact. Clark jerseys equals 43% of WNBA sales. When Silver sees these numbers, he doesn't see a rookie. He sees $200 million in lost annual revenue. That's why NBA owners whisper about Clark clauses in the new CBA. Revenue sharing tiers tied to her games played. Luxury tax penalties for teams whose players injure stars. Her personal approval on referees assigned to Fever games. The global endgame. Silver's expansion committee isn't just eyeing Vegas and Seattle. They're studying London, Paris, and Mexico City. For the WNBA, this is existential. If Engelbert can't secure the CBA, Silver will. Prioritize NBA global expansion, 2027 launch. Slash WNBA subsidies by 40%. Move Clark's games to NBA-owned streaming NBA app. The message? Prove you're sustainable or become a development league. The ownership mutiny within the WNBA. Fractures are widening. Indiana Fever owner. We built $20 million in new revenue around Caitlin. The league's negligence threatens that. New York Liberty CEO. It's malpractice to risk our best growth driver. Anonymous exec. Kathy's betting on next Caitlin. But there won't be a next if this one gets broken. When owners start leaking frustration, the end game nears, the path through the fire. For Engelbert to survive, she must deliver 3 miracles by October 31st. The Clark Shield, partner with Mayo Clinic on biometric sensors detecting dangerous contact. Any hit exceeding 10 G force equals automatic foul review. The Silver Partnership offer NBA owners 10% equity in WNBA media revenue, ESPN, Amazon, ION, in exchange for $300 million ref/training fund. CBA diplomacy. Broker a deal where players get 22% revenue share. Phase over 3 years. Tied elite profitability. Fail. And Silver doesn't just fire her. He dismantles her legacy. Fire the unspoken truth. This isn't basketball. It's a $2.2 billion hostage negotiation. Silver holds the money. Engelbert holds the players. And Clark, lying on that court in Connecticut, held all the leverage. The next 98 days decide whether the WNBA becomes a global phenomenon or a cautionary tale. What's your verdict? Can Engelbert survive, or should Silver take control now? Sound off below. Tap subscribe. The CBA showdown starts now, and you'll want front row seats. The survival blueprint. 98 days to save the WNBA. Professionalize officiating. The $76 billion lifeline. The NBA's landmark $76 billion media deal isn't just for superstars. It's the WNBA's rescue package. Adam Silver's first move. Deploy 30 full-time referees by September 1st. Train under NBA officiating czar Monty McCutchen. This isn't a suggestion. It's non-negotiable. The protocol. Real-time review room. Former All-Stars like Sue Bird and Tamika Catchings monitoring games from Secaucus HQ. Empowered to override missed calls within 15 seconds. Fines at force change. Referees missing 3+ danger fouls. Per game face $5,000 penalties and mandatory biomechanics training. Player Ref Summit. Clark, Aya Wilson, and Brianna Stewart co-chairing preseason rules workshops to align expectations. Balance scale. Why this works. Borrowed from the NBA's post-dash malice at the Palace overhaul. This system reduced flagrant fouls by 63% in 18 months. 2. CBA revolution. The valuation acceleration plan. Caitlin Clark's $78,000 base salary isn't just unfair. It's economically illogical when her jersey outsold every NBA rookie except Wembanyama. Fever games drive 19% of league sponsorship revenue. Franchise values jumped 180% since her draft. The Silver Stewart proposal fixes this with tiered equity. Base salary floor, $150,000 for all players, effective 2026. Valuation bonuses. Players earn 0.1% team equity for every $50 million in franchise value growth. Clark Clause. Additional 2% of media revenue from games she plays flows to player pool. Example, impact. Metric current 2026 projected. Average. Salary $78,000, $220,000. Men's salary $64,000, $150,000. Revenue share 9.3%, 22%. This funds itself. Merchandise spikes from fair compensation would cover 83% of increased costs. 3. NBA takeover. The silent transition. Kathy Engelbert remains commissioner in title, but Silver assumes operational control through a 4-phase Project Elevate. Shared services, day 1 to 30. WNBA finance/legal teams merge with NBA departments. $17 million annual savings redirected to player health. Broadcast synergy, day 31 to 60. ESPN airs Fever games as NBA doubleheader lead-ins. Doris Burke/Mike Breen call Clark's return game. Global integration, day 61 to 98. London expansion, fast-tracked with Tottenham ownership group. NBA app streams Clark games to 200+ countries. Legacy transition, day 99. Engelbert becomes global ambassador, focused on European expansion. Dwayne Wade appointed VP of basketball operations. The accountability dashboard. Publicly trackable metrics at WNBAsurvival.com showing. Officiating accuracy rates. Player health milestones. Revenue share progress. The countdown clock. October 31st isn't arbitrary. It's the last business day before CBA expiration. If any benchmark fails, Silver triggers Article 29 for immediate takeover. Unrivaled offers Clark $1 million plus to leave before preseason. Toronto Expansion Group withdraws $500 million bid. Fire the stark choice. Execute this blueprint flawlessly or become a cautionary tale. The tools exist. The money is allocated. The only variable, decisive action. You've seen the plan. Can the WNBA save itself in 98 days? Or is Silver's takeover inevitable? Speak your truth below. Clark's injury isn't the tragedy. It's the symptom. The WNBA has until October 31st to prove it deserves its $2.2 billion media deal. Fail, and Silver won't save a league that refused to save itself. Comment below. Should Adam Silver intervene now? Or is Engelbert still the right leader for this moment?